Sam's Club just announced they're eliminating traditional checkout lines. Sounds great, right? But before you celebrate, there's a catch. Because what they're not telling you could quietly drain over $800 from your wallet every year. And that number isn't random. It's based on years of tracked shopping patterns they hope you'll never uncover. Here's the truth. The less you know about how Sam's Club really operates, the more you spend. But today, that changes. We're exposing 10 of their most closely guarded secrets, insider strategies that go far beyond make a list or skip the candy aisle. These are retail tricks designed to manipulate your behavior, and knowing them could save you hundreds, even thousands. And wait until you hear secret number 1. Your smartphone is about to become your most powerful weapon in the warehouse. But first, let's talk about the trap hiding in plain sight that 98% of shoppers completely miss. Secret number 10, the membership trap nobody talks about. Picture this scenario. You walk up to that customer service counter, ready to sign up for your $50 annual membership. The friendly associate smiles, pulls out the paperwork, and starts explaining all the amazing benefits you're about to unlock. Bulk savings, exclusive deals, gas discounts, the works. Sounds like a no-brainer, right? Wrong. Because what they're not mentioning is the psychological trap they just set. Here's what really happens the moment you hand over that membership fee. Your brain immediately starts working overtime to justify that expense. Economists call it the sunk cost fallacy, but Sam's Club calls it profit. You've already invested $50, so naturally you feel compelled to shop there. More often to get your money's worth. That's exactly what they're counting on. But here's where it gets really sneaky. That $50 fee isn't just about covering their costs. It's about changing your shopping behavior permanently. Studies show that people with warehouse memberships spend an average of 37% more per shopping trip compared to regular grocery stores. They buy items they don't need, stock up on products that expire before they use them, and convince themselves that bigger is always better because they're getting such a great deal. The truth is, for most households, that membership fee never pays for itself. But Sam's has convinced millions of people otherwise through clever marketing and strategic store layouts designed to make you feel like you're winning when you're actually losing. Secret number 9, the bulk buying illusion that's costing you a fortune. Walk into any Sam's Club and you'll see families loading up shopping carts with industrial-sized containers of everything from pasta sauce to paper towels. They're convinced they're saving money by buying in bulk. But here's what the math actually shows. Buying that 24-pack of granola bars might seem like a steal at $12 compared to individual boxes at the regular grocery store. But when you break down the per-unit cost and factor in waste, spoilage, and opportunity cost of tying up your money in inventory you won't use for months, the savings evaporate faster than morning dew. I've tracked this with families for months. The average household throws away approximately 18% of the bulk food items they purchase from warehouse stores. That's not including the items that go stale, lose their flavor, or simply get forgotten in the back of pantries and freezers. When you calculate the real cost per usable unit, you're often paying more than you would at a traditional grocery store. But the psychological impact runs deeper. When you have a massive container of something, you tend to use more of it. Behavioral economists have documented this phenomenon repeatedly. Families with bulk-sized snacks consume 43% more per week than those buying regular-sized packages. So, not only are you not saving money, you're actually encouraging overconsumption that impacts your health and your budget. Secret number 8, the gas station scam that nobody sees coming. Sam's Club loves to advertise their member gas prices, usually 5 to 10 cents cheaper per gallon than stations down the street. Members feel like they're getting insider access to exclusive fuel savings. But let me break down what's really happening here. First, those gas stations are strategically located to require you to drive past the main store entrance. It's not coincidence. It's calculated traffic flow designed to increase the likelihood you'll make an unplanned shopping trip. Research shows that 68% of people who stop for gas at warehouse clubs end up making additional purchases inside the store. Second, the time factor nobody calculates. How long do you spend waiting in those gas lines, especially during peak hours and weekends? I've timed it. Average wait time during busy periods is 12 to 15 minutes. Factor in the detour from your normal route and you're looking at 20 to 25 minutes total. At current wage rates, most people's time is worth more than the few dollars they save on a tank of gas. Third, the quality question that Sam's Club hopes you never ask. Not all gasoline is created equal. While they meet minimum standards, the fuel sold at warehouse club gas stations often lacks the additive packages that help keep your engine clean and running efficiently over time. The short-term savings can lead to long-term maintenance costs that far exceed what you saved at the pump. Secret number 7, the sample strategy that hijacks your brain. Those friendly folks handing out bite-sized portions of everything from pizza to protein bars aren't just being nice. They're executing one of the most sophisticated psychological manipulation tactics in retail. And it works so well that Sam's Club has turned it into a science. Here's how the sample game really works. First, they create artificial scarcity by limiting quantities and rotating items throughout the day. This triggers your fear of missing out, making you more likely to purchase items you weren't even considering when you walked in. Second, they strategically place sample stations near complementary products. Try the salsa, and suddenly you're standing next to a display of tortilla chips, cheese, and avocados for guacamole. But the real manipulation happens at the neurological level. When you accept a free sample, your brain releases a small hit of dopamine. You feel good, and that positive feeling gets associated with the product and the store. More importantly, accepting something free creates what psychologists call reciprocity pressure. You feel obligated to give something back, usually in the form of a purchase. The data is staggering. Shoppers who consume samples during their visit spend an average of 23% more than those who don't. And here's the kicker. 61% of sample-driven purchases are items that weren't on the shopper's original list. Sam's Club knows this. They've optimized their sample program based on decades of consumer behavior research. Secret number 6, the layout trap that controls your spending. Nothing about Sam's Club store design is accidental. Every aisle placement, every product position, every sightline has been calculated to maximize the amount of money you spend during each visit. And once you understand their system, you'll never look at warehouse shopping the same way again. The journey starts the moment you grab a shopping cart. Those carts are deliberately oversized, not just to accommodate bulk purchases, but to create a psychological need to fill them up. Empty space in a shopping cart creates subconscious anxiety. Your brain interprets it as incomplete shopping, driving you to add more items until the cart feels appropriately full. Next comes the maze effect. Sam's Club deliberately creates a winding path through the store that forces you to pass by high-margin impulse items multiple times. You can't get from the entrance to basic necessities like milk and bread without walking past electronics, seasonal items, clothing, and specialty foods. Each exposure increases the likelihood of unplanned purchases. The end cap positioning strategy is particularly devious. Those displays at the end of each aisle aren't showcasing the best deals. They're featuring the highest profit margin items disguised as special offers. The prominent placement makes shoppers assume they're getting exclusive savings, when in reality they're paying premium prices for convenience items that generate the store's biggest profits. The placement psychology gets even more sophisticated when you look at eye-level positioning. Products positioned at adult eye level generate 42% more sales than items placed higher or lower on shelves. Sam's Club exploits this by placing their highest margin items in that prime real estate while burying better value alternatives where most shoppers won't notice them. But the most insidious part of their layout strategy involves what retail experts call the decompression zone. That's the first 15 to 20 feet inside the store entrance where your brain is still adjusting from the parking lot to the shopping environment. During this transition period, your decision-making abilities are actually impaired. Sam's Club fills this space with seasonal items, gift cards, and impulse purchases that catch you while your guard is down. Secret number 5, the pricing psychology that makes you spend more. Those price tags scattered throughout Sam's Club aren't just displaying cost. They're implementing advanced psychological pricing strategies designed to manipulate your perception of value and drive higher spending per visit. And the techniques they use are so subtle that even financially savvy shoppers fall for them repeatedly. Start with the charm pricing phenomenon. You'll notice that many items end in 98 cents instead of rounding to the nearest dollar. This isn't about appearing cheaper. Research shows that prices ending in 8 actually trigger different neural pathways than rounded prices. Your brain processes 98 as a more precise, calculated price point, creating an illusion of careful consideration and fair pricing, even when the actual cost is higher than competitors. Then there's the anchor pricing manipulation. Sam's Club strategically places extremely high-priced items next to their target products. When you see a $700 outdoor grill positioned next to a $400 model, that $400 price suddenly seems reasonable by comparison. Your brain uses the higher price as an anchor point, making the intended purchase feel like a bargain, even when it's overpriced relative to other retailers. The unit pricing deception runs even deeper. Those per-unit calculations displayed on shelf tags are designed to confuse rather than clarify. They'll show price per ounce for one product and price per pound for a similar item, making direct comparisons nearly impossible without a calculator. Most shoppers give up trying to do the math and default to trusting that bigger packages mean better value. But here's where Sam's Club really shows their sophistication. They use what's called the decoy effect to drive purchases of specific items. They'll offer 3 sizes of the same product, with the middle option price to make the largest size appear dramatically more attractive. The small size might be $6, the medium $12, and the large $15. Suddenly, that large option looks like the smart financial choice, even though you don't need that much product and won't use it before it expires. Secret number 4, the seasonal manipulation cycle that empties your wallet. Sam's Club has turned seasonal shopping into a year-round profit machine by creating artificial urgency around products that are actually available for months. They've mastered the art of making you believe you need to buy now or miss out forever, when the reality is quite different. The Christmas decoration cycle starts in early October, but here's what they don't tell you. Those same decorations will be available at significantly lower prices in January clearance sales. The Halloween costumes and candy that seem urgent in September will be marked down 70% in November. But Sam's Club creates such powerful fear of missing out that families stockpile seasonal items at full price, convincing themselves they're planning ahead when they're actually falling into a carefully orchestrated trap. The back-to-school season exemplifies their manipulation perfectly. Starting in July, they flood the store with school supplies, backpacks, and clothing, creating the impression that parents need to shop immediately to ensure availability. But supply chain data shows that most of these items remain readily available through September, and often at better prices. The early promotion serves one purpose: capturing your money before you have time to comparison shop or wait for better deals. Their holiday food strategy might be the most profitable scam of all. They promote bulk holiday meal ingredients starting in October, encouraging families to buy turkeys, hams, and side dish components weeks before they're needed. The promise of convenience and guaranteed availability convinces shoppers to tie up freezer space and cash flow for items that will be more affordable and fresher closer to the actual holiday dates. The seasonal clothing cycle reveals their true intentions. Summer clothes appear in March when nobody needs them yet, and winter gear hits shelves in August. This isn't about helping customers prepare. It's about capturing purchases before competitors can offer alternatives and before consumers have fully evaluated their actual needs. Secret number 3, the credit card partnership that's bleeding you dry. That Sam's Club credit card they're constantly promoting isn't just a payment method. It's a sophisticated financial instrument designed to increase your spending, extend your debt, and generate multiple revenue streams from your account. And the rewards program that seems so generous is actually costing you far more than you're earning back. The cashback percentages look attractive on the surface: 5% on gas, 3% on dining, 1% on everything else. But here's the mathematical reality that Sam's Club hopes you never calculate. The average credit card holder who carries a balance pays 18 to 24% annual interest. Even if you're earning 5% back on purchases, you're losing 13 to 19% on any balance you carry month to month. The reward structure is deliberately designed to encourage overspending. When you see that you'll earn 3% back on dining, your brain rationalizes more frequent restaurant visits and higher per-meal spending. Studies tracking credit card reward users show they increase spending in bonus categories by an average of 28%. The cashback earnings rarely offset the additional expenditures. But the real profit center for Sam's Club isn't the interest charges or increased spending. It's the detailed purchase data they collect and sell. Every swipe of that card provides them with precise information about your shopping patterns, preferences, and financial capacity. This data gets packaged and sold to manufacturers, advertisers, and data brokers, generating revenue streams that dwarf the cost of providing rewards. The promotional financing offers reveal their true strategy. 0% interest for 12 months sounds generous, but the terms are structured to maximize the likelihood you'll miss a payment or fail to pay off the balance in time. When that happens, you're retroactively charged the full interest rate from the date of purchase, often resulting in interest charges that exceed the original purchase amount. Secret number 2, the membership auto-renewal trap that locks you in. Sam's Club has perfected the art of making it nearly impossible to escape their membership ecosystem once you're inside. The auto-renewal program they automatically enroll you in operates more like a subscription trap than a customer convenience, designed to extract membership fees year after year, regardless of whether you're actually benefiting from the service. When you sign up, they require a credit card for future renewals. The renewal notice comes in the form of a small line item on your credit card statement, easily missed among other charges. By the time most people notice, they've already been charged for another year. The cancellation process requires a phone call during specific business hours, often involving long hold times and aggressive retention tactics designed to wear down your resolve. The timing of renewal notices is strategically calculated. They arrive during busy periods when people are least likely to take action, usually around holidays or the start of the school year. The notice includes complex language about cancellation deadlines and prorated refunds that most people don't fully understand, leading them to postpone dealing with it until it's too late. But here's the most insidious part of their retention strategy. They've created what behavioral economists call switching costs that go beyond the membership fee. Your payment methods are stored in their system, your shopping history influences their recommendations, and you've likely accumulated points or credits that would be lost if you cancel. These artificial barriers make leaving feel more expensive than staying, even when the membership no longer makes financial sense. The loyalty program integration makes escape even more difficult. Every purchase earns points that supposedly provide future value, but the redemption rates are deliberately set to require massive spending levels before you see meaningful benefits. Meanwhile, those points expire if you don't maintain active membership status, creating a psychological investment that feels too valuable to abandon. Here's where their data mining operation reaches peak sophistication. They track not just what you buy, but when you buy it, how long you spend in each aisle, which promotional emails you open, and even which products you browse online but don't purchase. This behavioral profile becomes incredibly detailed over time, allowing them to predict your future spending patterns with frightening accuracy. They use this predictive modeling to determine the exact moment when you're most likely to cancel your membership, then deploy targeted retention offers designed to keep you locked in for another cycle. Maybe it's a personalized coupon for your most frequently purchased items, or an exclusive preview of upcoming sales. These offers aren't generous gestures. They're calculated interventions based on algorithms that know your shopping psychology better than you do. The family plan expansion represents their most ambitious retention strategy yet. Once they convince you to add family members to your account, canceling becomes exponentially more complicated. Now, you're not just making a decision for yourself, you're potentially disappointing relatives who've grown dependent on the membership benefits. The social pressure to maintain the account becomes another invisible chain keeping you trapped in their system. Secret number 1, the mobile app surveillance system that's watching your every move. Download the Sam's Club app and you're not just getting a convenient shopping tool. You're installing one of the most sophisticated consumer surveillance systems ever deployed, designed to monitor your behavior both inside and outside their stores. And the data they're collecting goes far beyond anything you agreed to in those terms of service you never actually read. The location tracking starts the moment you install the app. Even when you're not actively using it, the software is monitoring your movements, building detailed maps of where you go, how long you stay, and which competing stores you visit. This competitive intelligence allows them to adjust pricing and promotions in real time based on your shopping patterns at other retailers. Inside the store, the app's beacon technology creates a digital footprint of your entire shopping journey. They know which aisles you visit first, where you spend the most time, which products you pick up and put back, and even how quickly you move through different sections. This granular data feeds into machine learning algorithms that optimize store layouts and product placement, specifically to increase your spending. The barcode scanning feature seems helpful for price checking, but it's actually a data collection goldmine. Every scan tells them which products you're considering, even if you don't buy them. They build wish lists and interest profiles that influence the targeted advertisements you see across all your digital devices. That random product recommendation that pops up on your social media feed isn't coincidence. It's algorithmic manipulation based on your in-store browsing behavior. The push notification system operates like a digital leash trained to interrupt your day at precisely calculated moments when you're most susceptible to making purchases. They've analyzed millions of user interactions to determine optimal timing for promotional messages, sale announcements, and product recommendations. The notifications arrive when your resistance is lowest and your spending likelihood is highest. But the most invasive feature is the social integration component. When you share purchases or check-ins through the app, you're not just posting to friends and family. You're providing Sam's Club with detailed maps of your social network and influence patterns. They analyze which of your connections are also members, how your purchases correlate with theirs, and which products spread through social groups most effectively. The voice recognition technology embedded in newer versions of the app listens for keywords even when you think the microphone is off. Casual conversations about needing household items or planning purchases trigger targeted promotions within hours. The app's artificial intelligence has become sophisticated enough to distinguish between idle chatter and genuine purchase intent, adjusting its marketing approach accordingly. The payment integration through the app creates the most dangerous trap of all. When purchasing becomes as simple as scanning your phone, the psychological barriers that normally prevent impulse buying completely disappear. The friction of pulling out a wallet, counting cash, or waiting for card processing traditionally gave shoppers a moment to reconsider purchases. The app eliminates that crucial pause, leading to average spending increases of 41% among regular users. The subscription service integration buried in the app's settings automatically enrolls you in recurring deliveries of frequently purchased items. The algorithm monitors your buying patterns and suggests automated reorders that seem convenient, but often result in over-purchasing and waste. The subscription cancellation process requires multiple confirmation steps and retention offers designed to make you abandon the attempt. There you have it. 10 secrets that Sam's Club never wanted you to discover. From the membership trap that rewires your brain to the surveillance app that's monitoring your every move, you now know exactly how they've been quietly extracting hundreds of dollars from your wallet year after year. Armed with this knowledge, you can finally shop smarter, spend less, and beat them at their own game.